show coming on tonight. We got Hershel Evans with us, and we're going to talk everything safety drive for a cure. And he's going to kind of update a lot of us on it. And if those of you that's in the listening audience that doesn't know anything about the safety drive for a cure, you're going to learn a lot about what we got going on with it. Safety Drive for a Cure is a charity event where we support the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. So we got a lot going on coming up in the next couple of weeks with it. But anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point. I'm going to bring my co-host Steve Brandon here and let him greet you. And then we will bring Hershel on in here. I see Hershel. He's in the green room waiting on us there. So without further ado, Mr. Steve Brand. How you doing, Steve Brand?
I'm doing great, Tim. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing absolutely awesome. Did you have a good day of trucking today?
Yes, I did. A beautiful sunshiny day. It's a little chilly, but hey, it's beautiful. Now tomorrow, could be a different story. They calling for a little snow, calling for a little wind, calling for a little rain. But I got some good news. You know, I run up Pennsylvania every day up there on I-80, and well, yesterday they was calling for 3 to 5. Now they knocked her down to about 1 to 3. A little farther south, they're just kind of saying snow. So,
oh my goodness,
you know, it's all good. It's all good, man. You can handle that. Hey, we're professionals. Slow the roll and truck on.
Hey, I'll let you be that professional up north. I'll be that professional down south here. Okay, so what kind of weather I'm having down here.
I got to tell you this real quick.
All right, go ahead.
I go up I-71. I go to exit 209. I pick up I-76 and I go east. So I get up there. There's an oversized load, and I'm hanging back from him, and he gets around. He goes around the bend, and he gets on I-76, and I got my game plan. I'm gonna get around him. You know, everything's cool. Well, lo and behold, what's coming underneath the overpass from up by the truck stops? Ohio's finest tractor trailer. Laying down the brine, baby, laying down the brine.
Laying down the brine, huh?
You know, I mean, he was laying it down, saturating it. And, of course, you know, you can't do this, but I was hoping my phone would have been setting up where I could have just said, hey, take a picture of this. And I was going to send it to my friends down South Georgia and Florida and say, check this out.
My answer would have been, what's that?
It sure ain't no orange juice. I can tell you that right now.
No doubt.
I ended up behind him for a little bit. My window was just, oh, man, it looked like I was looking through a snowstorm myself and had to get to the meet point. My truck was all covered in brine, and, oh, it looked terrible. But, hey, we survived. We survived.
Well, we got Hershel in the back room. Hershel getting ready to come on here, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. So without further ado, let's get Mr. Hershel Evans in here. Brother, you're looking good over there in your orange vest.
Just got out of the truck, dude. I mean, I just have parked it and come inside.
So I know you did that. I know you did that proper post trip, right?
Yes, I did. Absolutely.
Hershel, thank you for coming on Truckers Voices tonight, and thank you also for letting us use your page to broadcast on every Thursday night. And I just want to keep everybody up to date on what's going on with the Safety Drive for Cure, but. You know, we do broadcast on your page as well as the Truckers Voices page, and I know we got an audience that's kind of intertwined there. So we appreciate our listening audience that listen on both pages and YouTube. Now, let me tell you, if you guys are listening on YouTube and Truckers Voices and Safety Drive for Cure, you know, just remember that, you know, you can go back and look at this over and over on these pages. And you can also go back and listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. So we are covering all platforms on Truckers Voices because we want to hear what truckers have to say. All right. But tonight's a different show. Tonight, we're going to be promoting the Safety Drive for Cure. If you guys don't understand, me and Mr. Brand here, we are being twinsies tonight with our shirts on. So So this is some of the shirts that you get if you come to the Safety Drive for a Cure. And I don't know what color they're going to be this year, but you know what? I'm gonna back off the mic, and I'm gonna let Mr. Hershel Evans come in there and just greet everybody. And you just get it started, Hershel.
All right. Good evening, everybody. We're glad to have all the participants that we've got lined up for the 11th annual 2023 Safety Drive for a Cure. And the last time I looked, we had about 110 drivers signed up. I am trying to pull up the page right now to see if it'll let me look at it and get a little count for you. But yeah, really good showing so far. It looks like we're about the same number we had.
So Hershel, is that the same number that we had last year?
Last year, I think we had about 120.
Okay.
So, we'll probably get some sign up, the day of. I know the better half class is one of those that we normally have a few extra people. The, the better half class is for the wives or family members of drivers that may not have a CDL, or could be the family of one of our, involved safety managers or anything like that. So we let them drive a truck that they have to sit in the cab with a regular driver, and they go around the course just like all the other drivers do. So there will be a bunch of those that see other people doing it, and they'll say, hey, I think I want to give that a try. So, we have a lot of folks that sign up the day of to do that event. So it's probably going to push us up in the 120, 125 range.
Okay. All right. And are you going to on the course this year? Are you going to have an A and B course? You're going to have one course with two backstops, or do you know?
We're going to have one course.
Okay. All
so
right.
we got it configured where there is a double element on the course where we'll be able to let the trucks move on through the course a little closer together. And then when they reach the double element part of the course, that'll allow us to speed everybody up. So really similar to what it was last year as far as, getting drivers on and off the course. I think we can handle 110 drivers without a whole lot of trouble. Last year we did really well. Things went good, and I'm hoping this year is even better.
Okay.
So we had a few bottlenecks last year right at the beginning, and we know what caused them. We figured out why it happened. So we're gonna have that nipped in the bud, as Barney Fife would say.
Yeah.
Before that gets started, so we shouldn't have that trouble again.
All right.
So yeah, we're looking
Can
forward to
you
everything being
tell
smooth.
us? Okay. All right. So right now, what are you lacking? What are you needing drivers to do to kind of help you out to speed the process up, or anything that you need to get out there?
To volunteer, we need what I want the drivers to understand is this event it's made to give them a look at the TDC from the other side. So I want them to come out. I want them to judge on the course. We will not let a competing driver go to pre-trip. Even after they've competed, the pre-trip is run completely by non-competing drivers or safety personnel. So, but the course, we want the drivers to go out and score on the course. We want them to see what it looks like. You're using this event as a practice for your state TDC, and you will learn a lot if you go out there and stand on the course and watch how drivers approach problems, watch how they do things, and you'll see the mistakes they might make, which might help you not make that mistake. So that's what we're after, is for the drivers to be involved with every aspect of the event. If any of the the drivers or the family members want to help out with the food service, that kind of thing, we still got a lot of open slots in our volunteer page, and it's pinned to the top of our Facebook page. So click on the volunteer page, look down through there, see a job that you might want to be involved in, and click on it. We'll have folks riding around in golf carts chasing trucks around. That's always one of the real popular volunteer jobs. But people don't stay out there all day long. They'll come drive for a couple hours, and they'll want a break, so they'll hand that job off to somebody else. But yeah, we want everybody to be involved, and that's That's one of our difficult things every year is getting enough bodies out on the course to get us started. So the faster we get all the problems manned, everybody out there on their problem, knowing what the problem is, knowing what they're going to do, while the drivers are taking their written test, we're going to instruct all the judges on the course exactly what they're going to be looking for, what they're going to be judging the drivers on. So as soon as the written test is over, we want to put, butts in saddles and get after it. So, the quicker we can get everybody out there and get everybody in place, and that'll help if we have everybody signed up in advance so we know exactly who's going to be where. We won't reveal what the course is until that morning. So, you'll know your problem number. If you sign up, you'll know problem 1 through 10, what number you're signing up on, but you won't know what the problem is until that morning.
Okay. All right. Steve, you sent me a text. You say I'm a little fuzzy. Where am I fuzzy at?
Your picture was just a little fuzzy, but you've cleaned it up now.
Okay. All right. Might be this camera. All right. So Hershel,
it's all that hair.
I guarantee it's all that hair. It might be the eyebrows, if anything else. Oh, hey, if you see my face earlier this week where I face planted into a log, you would think, man, what's wrong with this guy? Because right here on my bridge of my nose, I've still got scars, but I face planted into a log. I was out working this past weekend. It looked like I got in a fight.
Whoa.
But anyway, so Hershel, with everything said, with the course and the test and the pre-trip and everything, is there anything that we can kind of expect to be the same as in the past, or can you give us a hint? Is anything going to be different? You know where I'm leading with this.
The written test we're going to do in person this year. It's going to have a slightly different element to it. I don't want to reveal what that is just yet. We got to keep this interesting. Got to keep it entertaining. Got to keep it, a little bit of mystery involved. But it's not going to be anything that's too difficult. But there is going to be a slight difference in it. This is a competition,
right?
It's not state, so we don't have to go exactly by what the state rules are. So we can mix it up a little bit, make things a little different. We want to give the drivers as much of a feeling for what state's going to feel like.
Right. But would you encourage drivers to get their books as soon as possible, or PDF?
Absolutely. If you're not reading that book already, you're probably in trouble. So yeah, you need to be reading that book. Get your PDF. They're available.
Yes.
The hard copies are available. I've already talked to drivers that have received their hard copies. So the hard copies are being mailed out. The PDF is available on the ATA website. You can get that practically immediately. You can look at it on your tablet, on your laptop, on your phone, as long as you're safely parked, and you can read through there. The part I like about the PDF is you can go in and search for things.
Right.
So if you want to try to remember what happened in 1995, you can put 1995 in the search block and pull up everything that happened in 1995 that's mentioned in the book.
Right.
So that's the great part about the PDF is you don't have to just continually flip pages. You can, if you're trying to study on one subject or another, you can actually go straight to it. So
and the PDF is only like $5 if you're a non-member. If you're a member, it's like $4.35. But when you search a certain word, such as whatever it may be, a CFR or whatever, anything related to that, you can kind of scroll down through it. It'll tell you everything in there. If it's 1937, it's going to tell you everything about 1937 all the way through the book. So you can do actually a complete search on it. So that's just a tip to you drivers out there, not only for the safety drive, but for, going to state. I would highly encourage you to get the PDF and download it on your computer, your tablet, or your phone. All right. So Hershel, next question there for you. Where are we at money-wise so far?
Money-wise, we are on the website as far as what is showing right now that drivers have raised. We are at $12,304.
Okay.
Now that includes some of your money that's put in there from your fundraising.
Right.
That also includes some of there was another driver that had got his state organization to make a donation, and that's one thing I would encourage drivers to do. If you're coming, if you know there's drivers coming from your state, if you know somebody in your state trucking association, you know, call them up or write them an email and say, hey, there's 10 or 15 or 20 of us that are going up to Georgia to compete in this competition or coming down to Georgia, whichever way you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And, would our state association like to, put a donation in, kind of in honor of what their state drivers are doing. And that's what this one driver did with his state organization. He just called them up and said, hey, we're going down to Georgia to compete. There's X number of us going. And just want to know if you'd like to make a contribution. And they did. They put in, I think they put in $1,000. I'd have to look and see. But
okay.
yeah,
And Hershel, those little $20, $10, $5 donations, man, they go a long way. And
it's quick.
Add it quick. And the best way to do that, drivers, is to go to your page and really promote your fundraising page. It's real easy to do.
You will be shocked how quick this will add together if you take your fundraising page. And I tell people all the time, my only talent is I ain't bashful. I mean, that's the only talent I got. I'm not an athlete. I'm not an awesome public speaker. I'm not a star on TV, like Russ Simpson. I don't have that kind of smooth, thing on TV. I'm not that guy. My only talent is I'm not bashful. I will ask for your help. If you tell me you're going to come help us work or help us volunteer, I will put you to work. There's no doubt about it. You will not stand around twiddling your thumbs. I'll get you to do something. So, if the drivers will go get their page, get a little bit involved in it, write their story on their page, send an email to their friends and family and say, hey guys, here's what I'm doing. I'm going down to Georgia. I'm going to put my professional skills up against a bunch of other professional drivers and, see how good I come out as far as a skill level. And while we're at it, we'll raise money for some real deserving kids that, have brain tumors. And we're going to do what we can to help them fight through this disease and help their families get over this disease, get over this diagnosis and just help them on their journey. Because these families are on a journey with these kids. Can you imagine having a kid that's got, the diagnosis of a brain tumor and, their entire life is dedicated toward trying to get their kid well. So what we're doing by doing this fundraiser is we're just trying to take a little bit of the burden off of them. We're trying to help them out a little bit, give them maybe give them a gas card, maybe give them a grocery card, something that help just, a little bit with helping them get their day-to-day lives back together while they're concentrating 1,000% on their kid.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell people that's what you're doing, that's what you're involved with, they'll just, who don't like kids? Who don't like, to help, kids that need help? So, I get told no all the time. That's what I want a lot of people to understand is I ask so many people for help, and there's a lot of people, they're already putting an effort into a charity somewhere, and they feel like, they've already got themselves, extended, and that's fine. That's great. I'm not mad at anybody that tells me no, but I'm going to make them tell me no. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to make the ask. And every now and then, there'll be somebody say yes in a huge way. And it just, it blows me away. I sent out an email the other day and, before I know it, I've got a check coming for $3,000 from a trucking company. I sent another email out, told a few companies that we were having a little bit of difficulty getting our tents paid for this year. So due to some of our sponsors have kind of had some restructuring going on. And I sent an email out to a couple of people and just told them what our deal was, told them what we were up against. And in less than 24 hours, I get an email back from a safety man at Collins Trucking who says, we'll take care of your tents this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Almost $3,000. He just wrote a check, mailed it to the tent guys. Here, tents are paid for. So, but you got to ask. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know what you're up to unless you go ask. So, go make the ask. Go let them know what you're doing. Let them know what you're up to. You ain't. It's not like you're bragging about it. You're just saying, hey, I think this is a good cause and I'm involved with it. And if you'd like to help me, I'd really appreciate it.
Right,
You know,
right.
you send out 20 emails, and I bet you'll be shocked how many responses you get.
Well, not only that, Herschel, if you got family members and you tell them what you're doing, they're going to be more inclined to throw you a 20, throw you 50,
Yeah.
for a cause like this. Because I can tell you for myself, if you ever walk down the wing of a pediatric hospital, it'll break your heart and it'll make you really want to do something. Let me tell you a little story. My niece, whenever she was 7 and 8 years old, she was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia. And I spent many a time down at Gainesville, down at Shands, walking the halls of that pediatric brain tumor. I mean, not brain tumor, but that pediatric wing down there. And it'll break your heart to see those little kids in some of the situations that they're in. But they're troopers now. I will tell you, they're true troopers. And unfortunately, we lost my niece when she was 10 years old. So that's my passion as far as being hitched to the wagon on this safety drive for a cure and doing what I do. But you know what? I don't mind. I'm not ashamed to ask somebody for $10, $20, to do this, to do that, because I know where it's going to.
Yep.
Do you want to speak to how the money's actually allocated? Just speak to that a little bit.
Yes. Number one, every dime that drivers raise, every dime they get donated, goes to the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, the Georgia chapter of the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. And that money then goes from there and they spend it in several different ways. They support research. They have research grants that they give out. They have family support programs. They have something called the Butterfly Fund, which is that when I was talking about a while ago when I was saying get a gas card or a grocery card for a family, they'll put a family up in a hotel if they've had to travel for treatment. So the Butterfly Fund is a fund that directly supports the families and the research and the treatment and everything they do. They buy Christmas presents for the kids. If a family's going through this kind of hard time, and let's say the family's got 3 kids and one of them's real sick, you know, the other kids, you know, they're going to get a little bit ignored because the family's going to spend every dime they have trying to make their sick kid well.
Right.
So the foundation may step in. They may step in there and actually buy the kids Christmas presents or make sure that they have something for Christmas. But it's a year round thing. It's not just while we're doing the fundraising. They're there year round. I know several people that work at the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. I've been involved with them for about 35 years now, and I can't do what they do. I don't have it in me to do what they do. They
Yeah.
work directly with these families, work directly with these sick kids, and sometimes has a happy ending, and there's a lot of times that it don't. And
Right.
that's about as far as I can go in that because it tears me up to think about it. But that's why they do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got a story like Tim's got, where you have a reason for being involved with this, you have something that you saw or a family member that had something similar to this happen, and that's your impetus for getting involved, then tell people that. Tell them, hey, I had a cousin or an aunt or a nephew or whatever it was that you knew was going through this and dealing with one of their family members, and you heard about it, and now you're trying to do something to help other families not have to have such a struggle to go through this. So that's why you're doing
Right.
it. And I mean, all it takes is telling your story. Tell people what you're doing. Tell people what you're up to. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that every dime the drivers collect in this event goes directly to the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. Not one solitary penny of any money raised will be used we don't even use it to buy coffee. I mean, we use it for nothing. We give every dime of it to them. Everything that we use at our event, our trophies, our t-shirts, our giveaway items, our door prizes, our food, the guy that comes and cooks our food, every bit of that is donated. It's where we went to companies and asked for donations of all these different items. The the things you see out on the course, those are all donated. Everything that we use, everything we spend money on is all comes from somebody that knows up front that that's what you're paying for our tents or you're paying for tables and chairs. You're paying for our T-shirts. They know that up front, and that's what they get involved for. And they do it so that the drivers who get involved can know that every dime they collect is going straight to the foundation, and there's nothing siphoned off the top of it. There's nothing used to put in any other place. It all goes to them.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the silent auction, and tell us about the how it's going to work, how it's going to operate, and then I've got some slides I'll show Hershel. You can speak to each item, okay? But go ahead and tell us a little bit about it.
The silent auction we run through a website called GiveSmart, and they allow us to put the auction on their page, and it's kind of like an eBay for charities. So the foundation has a membership, I believe it is, in that GiveSmart, and they allow us to set up these auctions. And then we thought this was a more fair way to do it, instead of having an auction at the event where people, we did it one year where people write numbers down on papers, and and the timing gets involved, where people want to be the last one to bid or put in the high bid. Well, now it's done electronically. It's done online. I actually myself load the items into the thing. I've spent half the day today putting in items, and but we load all the items in, and you're able to bid on all these different items. We describe them as best we can. All the items that you see on that auction page have all been donated. We didn't buy any of them. Everything was given to us, and we're gonna have the whiskey barrels are coming back again. That guy Dot Tool out of Tennessee, he makes us up a couple of barrels every year, gives them to us, and everything else you see on there is all donated from companies. Now, a driver can be involved with the auction if there is something from his state that's unique. Let's say you come from the Peach State, wherever that might be, and you want to donate a nice peach pie or something. Just throwing something out there. But if there's anything like
a crate of peaches,
crate of peaches maybe. But I know we had some syrup one year get donated from some of the northern states. Something that's unique. One year Byron Bramwell came down, and he brought a bunch of barbecue sauce from Kansas City. So anything is unique to your state that you think that you really love, from your state, but you think other people may not have access to it, then send me a picture of it. Send me a picture of it. Tell me what it is. Tell me you're going to bring it with you to the auction. You're going to bring it with you to the event. We'll put it in the auction and let people bid on it.
Hey,
if it's a smaller item, we might put it in the door prizes. Let it be a door prize item.
Hershel, if they have something like I'm all the time buying, tools that I never use. And if they have something that's still in good shape or anything like that, that's never been used, can they bring that also?
Absolutely. Yep. We just had a pretty large donation of knives. Someone I know is a knife collector.
You may put those up there?
Sure.
Okay. I'll go ahead.
This is a collection of knives that are not cheap. I mean, they are really high quality knives. Every one of them that I looked at is all made in the USA. That knife right there, that orange handle one, that is a heavy knife. It is really, you could cut a tree down with that thing. But they're all USA made. Some are made in Oregon, different places. I'm not familiar with all of them, but all these knives are really high quality things. There's several. Some of them have a value of $300 or so. So we got the FedEx trucks.
You want to go ahead and speak to each item? I'll go ahead. Yeah,
sure, I can. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's go ahead and speak to each item that you have. Now, this is not everything you got. This is just a little bit of everything you got, right?
Yeah, it's part of it. I'm not near done yet. I didn't send you pictures of everything.
Okay.
I sent you pictures of a few. I think I got around 20 items on the website right now. I haven't made the website live yet. I want to try to get everything on there first.
What's your tentative date for going live with that?
ASAP, just as soon as I can get everything loaded. So I have to load everything on.
That's like yesterday, right?
So, yes, I'd like to have it up yesterday. That'd be great. But still trying to get everything on there.
So we got the FedEx diecast Volvo 300 diecast right here. Okay.
Yep.
And Yep. And then now this one right here is something that I think that some drivers might be interested in, Hershel, because
At the Peterbilt.
this is the Peterbilt. This
Yep.
is the only one we got. These things are hard to get a hold of, okay? But this is the Peterbilt, like a lot of you drivers out there for FedEx drive. So any of you other drivers out there is going to try to get this. I guarantee a FedEx driver is going to try to get a hold of this. So anyway, y'all bid this item up right here. But hey, this is not like your regular, like the Volvo that I just showed you before this. This one's a little bit bigger. For some reason, this is a little bit bigger diecast than what the others are. All right. So go ahead, Hershel. We got two. Hey, I'm sorry. We got two of those Volvos. All right, go ahead and talk about the tanker here, Hershel.
That's the NTDC commemorative truck from this year, from this last year's National Truck Driving Championships. They made it a tanker this year. So that's the NTDC
right.
2022. That is a U.S. Express truck that was given to me and by U.S. Express. I'm not a truck collector. I think trucks are kind of cool, but I'm not a truck collector. So I figured it'd be better to put it in the auction.
All right.
So this here came from Road Pro DAS, which is the Pilot Flying J. It's their line of items that drivers buy in the truck stops. This is a one of those warming, or it's a warmer or a cooler. Either one runs off 12 volts.
Okay.
And is that another one? That's another one just like it. One of these might end up in the door prize section, and one might end up in the auction.
Yeah, this looks like an upright little small refrigerator type deal there.
Yeah, I think it's also a warmer too.
Yeah, it is. It says
it'll make stuff hot or cold, whichever way you want it to do.
Okay.
So one of those might end up as an auction item. One of them might end up as a door prize. If anybody's not familiar, the way we do our door prizes, that's a toolkit, a socket set. Always handy to have something like that in the truck.
Okay.
Our door prizes, we put cups in front of each one of the door prizes, and you basically vote on that door prize by putting your dollar ticket in that cup. So if it's something everybody really, really wants, we might end up with 100 tickets in a cup of an item that may be it may only be a $50 or $60 or $75 item, but you're only taking a chance for $1. You may end up getting a $100 item for $1.
Right.
So it's just kind of but then we do our door prizes that way, so that you don't win something you don't want.
I got you.
You don't end up winning maybe a NASCAR item that is not your favorite driver. But if there's something there that you really do want, well, if you want to spend $20 on the door prize, put all $20 into one cup, and that really increase your chance of winning that one item.
Let me ask you this question. I know this question is probably being begged to be asked. In the past, when we started giving out the door prizes, it seems to, and I know that from that time that you start giving out those door prizes until we get to the end of it, we're all waiting for the numbers to come back for the first place, second place, whatever. Is there any way to kind of streamline that? Because it almost seems like it's drawn out a little bit. Do you have?
It is, and it's probably not going to be as drawn out this year because we don't have the quantity of items this year that we've had in the past. I think our quality of our items has probably gone up, but we don't have the sheer number of items that we used to have.
Okay. All right.
So that's probably going to change. It'll probably get a little faster.
Okay.
Some of the items, if we end up getting a lot of small items, like hats or gloves or something like that, we may end up just selling those for a donation instead of going through the process of trying to door prize them. We may just put a pretty decent price on them and see if anybody wants to just buy, a pair of gloves.
Yeah, you see that comment I just put up there?
I can't read it.
Okay, it's Chuck Lobesinger. He says, "Did you put the helmet up there yet?"
It's on the website.
Okay, so it's on the website, but
hadn't gone live yet, but it is on there.
Okay.
Did he ever get it signed?
If he replies back, I can see it over here.
He's trying to do something special with that. It is
Yeah.
a Florida Gators football helmet. Did I send you that picture?
You didn't send me that picture, no.
Okay. It is an actual Florida Gators football helmet.
Yeah.
That he's donated. And
Okay.
he's trying to. It's already got one unique signature on it. He's trying to get another one.
Okay.
So we'll see if he's able to pull that off. But that'd be awesome.
Hey, I'm a little worried about Steve Brand here. He's not getting to talk, and he's not used to that. Okay, so Steve, go ahead.
I'm just sitting back listening, man. I'm getting educated. I'm learning this. I guess the question I got, Hershel, you got plenty of equipment and everything you need there, bud?
I think we're good on equipment.
Okay.
We have been we've been blessed here at my terminal here lately. We've gotten quite a few new single axles, which is, the 29 years I've been at Holland, we've never bought a new single axle. We buy new tandems, and we've never bought new single axles. So now that we're in the business of pulling these two little small trailers around like twins, we are getting more of the single axles in. So I have at my disposal, I have quite a few single axle trucks, and I have a lot more pups on my yard. I think last time I looked, there was probably 20 or 30 pup trailers out there on the yard. So I've got access to those. Of course, I've always got access to the long trailers. And then I know the tanker is coming. I know the sleeper that's coming. And I'm working on the flatbed as we speak, which I don't have any doubt that I'll get the flatbed, because I know the guy at Metro Trailer that normally gives us to it. He's real good about getting us a trailer. So I don't have any worry about that. And pretty much every other class we can cover with our equipment. And then we are getting equipment from we're getting it from FedEx, we're getting it from XPO, we're getting it from ABF. I think we're getting some from T-Force. Not 100% sure, but we should be in good shape with equipment.
Speaking of equipment, it's going to be like in the past. The pre-trip's going to be all 3 axles.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the fellas doing pre-trip tell me what he wants to do.
Okay.
If he wants to do, if 3 axles okay with him, if he's all right with doing that again, we may do that again. We've got plenty of long boxes. We got plenty of single axle tractors. We might do 4 axles. Who knows? But everybody will be doing whatever truck it is. Everybody will be doing the same truck.
Okay.
That to me just makes it a lot more even, especially
right.
Since this is a charity event.
Right.
And then we count everybody's score for the same truck.
So speaking of scoring, can you, for somebody like a rookie that might be listening to you now that's never been to a truck driving championship that may be considering coming, can you kind of explain the scoring on each aspect of it for us?
So the course will be 10 problems. Each problem will be worth a maximum of 50 points.
All right, Hershel. So 10 problems, but that's not really ordinary at a state level. State level is 6 problems, right? But why do you do 10?
We do 10, so it gives you a little bit more practice time, because this thing is supposed to be a practice. So we do 10 to give you a little more practice for your money. I mean, some of these guys are coming from thousands of miles away. So, we do a 10 problem course just to make it where, it's worth their while.
Okay. All right.
So then we make the course then becomes worth 500 points. So
right.
if you can do a perfect course, it's a 500-point course. And then the pre-trip, if I'll have to get with Troy and find out exactly what he's planning for pre-trip.
You're bringing Troy? No, don't bring Troy.
Yeah, Troy's coming.
Troy was tough. Troy was tough in Georgia last year.
He's a sick little twisted fellow. He does a good pre-trip.
Troy's a good man. Troy's a good man.
Yeah, he came from Ohio, so yeah.
Yes,
you know who he is.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, he's good. He's passionate about this. He really is passionate about it.
Let me warn you, drivers. You better bring your A game for that pre-trip this year. I'm telling you.
So yeah, he's we don't do minors and majors. We just do like everything might be worth either 5 or 10 points, depending on how he's going to lay it up.
Okay.
or lay it out. So we let him decide, exactly what he's going to do as far as the number of defects. So his pre-trip could be worth, it might be worth 150 points.
Okay.
And then we do the written test, and the written test will be whatever number of questions are on the written test, times maybe 2 points per question,
Okay.
maybe more. You never know.
Yeah. Don't give away anything.
Since we got 10 problems on the course, maybe the written test might be worth a little more this year. We'll just have to wait and see. But
I got you.
trying to even it out a little bit, make it where it's not all just driving. But
right.
Yeah, the Grand Champion Trophy here really is a pretty good bragging rights, because you're taking on a lot of drivers that are really serious about doing this. So the drivers that do this, they're serious about what they do, and they mean business. So taking them on and being able to come out with a high score amongst those drivers, it really does mean something.
Hershel, you going to have any? There he is. I hold my question.
That is a grand champion trophy right there from the safety drive, guys.
Yes, sir. That's awesome.
Now that was during COVID, so hey, I didn't have to drive for that one.
Oh, that's good. I was just going to ask you, Hershel, years in the past, you've had like the rubber duck truck, and I think last year we had OIDA had their truck there. Do you got any things like that coming this year?
Everybody that I've talked to has either got a broken truck or a previous commitment, or they're not coming this direction. They're not going to be in this part of the country. So as of right now, we don't have any fancy trucks coming. We're hoping that opens up maybe a little bit of room, gives us a little more room to do maybe more side items. Maybe we can do, some extra driving side problems if we don't have, I love having the show trucks there. Neither one of the ATA trucks are coming because they're both occupied with whatever they're doing. I know there'll be quite a few ATA road team captains in attendance, but there won't be anybody there that's there officially. That's not, they'll be there on their own.
Right.
But both the trucks have previous commitments, and all the show trucks I've been talking to, OIDA's truck's actually in the shop, so it's not on the road right now. The Idaho potato truck, I put in a request for them to come, but I can see their schedule online, and I don't know that they're going to be close to us at that time, so I don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as of right now, we do not. So, if you know somebody that's got a fancy show truck and they want to bring it, we'll be glad to have it. But right now, we don't. We're going to try to change that, turn that deficit into a positive by having maybe a few more activities for the drivers to do while they're waiting to drive or waiting to pre-trip.
All right. Well, hey, we are at 8:45 right now. So at 8:45, I normally open up the show for calls. So if anybody wants to call in and ask any questions of Hershel, if my phone will cooperate with me tonight, I will take your call on the line there. So the number is 251-616-2151. So it's 251-616-2151. So y'all give us a call. If it doesn't come through, I might see it and call you back. But hopefully the phone's working tonight. So we'll see. Let's see if we get some calls coming here. I had somebody. Let's just tackle some comments here, Hershel. Chuck Lopesinger, he did say not the second signature yet. Okay, so he must be still working on that.
Must be.
Kathy Spencer is wanting to know what's Troy's last name. Troy who?
I don't know if I want to give that out or not.
Yeah.
Kathy, you know him.
Troy Dudding.
You know him, Kathy. You know him.
Yeah, Troy Dudding. He knows, you might know him.
Yeah.
Troy's really good people. We had last year when the drivers that won in Georgia and were heading to nationals, we all got together for like a state practice for all of us to practice together. and Troy came out and did a pre-trip for all of us. He set one up and let us run through his pre-trip. We went over to the southeastern terminal. They give us the use of their equipment, and Troy came over and did the pre-trip for us. So yeah, he's extremely passionate about this, and that's even though I don't think any of his drivers were going to state that year to nationals that year, but he come out and spent his time to set up a pre-trip for us so we could run through it. So yeah, I think the world of Troy. He's just an awesome individual.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so Hershel, if a driver's competing, can a driver volunteer also?
Absolutely, we want them to. We encourage them to.
Okay, and
Yeah,
how can they? And do you need them to sign up for that?
I would like them to, just so we know where to put them.
Okay, and where can they do that at?
On the Facebook page, at the very top, there's several what we call pin to post.
Right.
So if you go I'll try to pull up the Facebook page here. If you go to our Facebook page, you will see the pin post at the top of the page.
Hold on,
you can
Hershel.
actually scroll through those.
You want me to kind of share it on here?
You can if you want to. Right there at the top, you'll see our registration page is the first pin post. Our volunteer page is the second pin post. It's right beside it.
Let me see if I can find you here. Let's go to my groups here and Safety Drive for Cure. And let's see here. Hershel.
So
right
I've got
here.
the volunteer. Yep, right there. The one says join us.
Yep, right here.
Yep, right there.
Yep.
Click on that link. It will take you to the Sign Up Genius page. And we have the Friday setup crew that we're going to use for setting everything up. You'll see the names down there of the drivers that have signed up. We have 10 of those 20 slots filled. And on that Friday, you'll be doing everything from, maybe cleaning windows on a truck to helping set up door prizes, set up tables, just everything that goes along with getting everything set up. It's not on the sign up page. There'll be a few of us here Thursday. So if you're available Thursday and you want to come by and lend a hand getting the parking lot ready, just give me a call. Look me up, send me a message. I try to pay attention to all my messages on Facebook, whether we're friends on Facebook or not. I try to read all the messages. So send me a message, or I'll give you my phone number. You can give me a call. So Saturday we have the early morning setup crew. We've only got 4 of those 10 slots filled. Registration, we've only got 2 of those 5 slots filled. The breakfast food volunteers, we've only got 1 of 4 slots filled up. Pre-trip timekeepers and judges, looks like we need a lot of help there. We've only got 1 of those 12 spots filled up. If we're going to do pre-trip with 4 or 5 trucks, we need 2 people. We need a judge and a timekeeper for each truck.
Okay.
So I know there's some guys that have volunteered to come do that are not on this sheet. But that's an area where that's going to have to be somebody that's not competing.
Yeah. And
we'll let them go over and judge the pre-trip.
So I got a couple questions comments that have popped up on the side here. I know this one comes from Kathy Spencer again. She was wondering was Troy, after everything's done, would he quiz them or give them some pointers, afterward? Could he ask him to do that?
That's up to him. If he wants to, he's welcome to. He may not want to give up. He may not want to let everybody know what he had hidden on the pre-trip.
Yeah.
If he's okay with sharing that, that's fine with me. But just be aware that he may not want to share what he's putting on the pre-trip.
All right.
Maybe something he's going to use to state. I don't know. I don't think he would, but if he don't mind doing it, I absolutely don't mind him doing it.
Yeah. I don't know who this Facebook user is. Steve, you might can see them on your page. They didn't show up on my page. I'm monitoring over here. But it says, if it is the better half class limited to wives, etc., can a son or daughter take place of a better half class if there's none?
If they're 18 years old, absolutely.
They got to have a driver's license, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I prefer they be 18. I'm not going to fuss too much if they're 16, as long as they need a license.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't be any younger than that. I mean, they need to be They need. I'd prefer they be 18 years old to get in the truck. But yeah, they can be a son, they can be a daughter, they can be the wife of your safety man, or the the uncle that came that don't have a CDL that wants to give it a shot. So
That's John Nash from Maryland. That's who that was.
okay,
Uh, Jason said he'll be there Thursday.
awesome. I knew he would. I knew
Yep.
he was coming.
Yep. So anyway, so I got the phone lines open. If anybody wants to call in, 251-616-2151. If you got any questions about it. But man, can you believe it? It is 8:52. So we're going to kind of start post-tripping this show real quick. Okay? But we appreciate you coming on, Hershel. And
Yes, sir.
let me think. There was a couple other questions I wanted to ask you. If somebody shows up Saturday and they say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to go on over there," and they show up at 9:00, would you let them in?
Yep. We'll figure out a way to make it work.
Okay. All right.
They need to show up before the written test.
Okay.
To keep everything fair. I mean, I know we've got one guy that's landing his plane. He's landing on a plane at 7:30.
Yeah.
So we're going to have somebody assigned to go over and scoop him up at the airport.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to work with him and make sure he gets over there and gets he may come straight in and do his written test, and then we may have him do his course walk or something with a one of the officials, or somebody may walk him through the course. But yeah, we'll do everything we can to get him through there.
Okay.
But I really need them to be there before the written test starts, so everything's kind of. I don't want somebody taking a written test after everybody else has already seen the written test.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, anything other than that, absolutely, we'll work with him any way we can.
All right. I got to let Steve get in here because I hadn't let him talk much tonight.
I know he got a little sweat on his forehead, don't he?
I see it.
What time does everything start, Hershel?
Coffee and donuts at 7:00. Announcements start at 8, and the written test should start at 9.
Okay. Now I noticed, just kind of looking at the questions here, we may have went over it, but let's. Somebody says, "How do we donate?" Can we kind of justify that?
If they want to make a donation and they're not registered to drive, or they don't, you can register to drive, and you don't have to come if you register to drive and you just want to make a donation or make a start fundraising and you can't make it. That's fine. You can absolutely just get a message to us somehow or another, let us know you're not going to make it. Or you can go to your favorite driver's page and make a donation to that driver. If there's somebody that is competing, you can go. There you go. There's your favorite driver over on the left.
Hold on. Let me say this to everybody. I am not competing for the most money raised. I never do, because I'm a part of the committee there with the Safety Drive for Cure. So I want you guys to really go out there and really compete to drum up a lot of money, because I do this year after year after year. So I got people that I beg from year after year. So I am not competing for the most money raised. Okay.
Yeah. So it's there is if somebody knows of a company that wants to donate and have their company be one of our donors, if you go to our registration page, you'll see 2 buttons there. One of them will say driver registration, and the other one will say donate or support.
Hershel.
And you can click on that. Yes, sir.
I've got the actual, you may not be able to see it there. I've actually got the address up on my screen. So if you're looking at it now, y'all screenshot what I've got up there now and go back and type that in your address bar. That'll take you to the donation page and the registration page right there. Okay. So I got it right there on the page.
Cool.
All right. Well, 8:56. I got something that I need to do, Hershel, before we get off of here.
Okay.
I do appreciate you coming on, sharing. We had a good audience tonight. I was actually looking at the live views just on my end. Now, I don't know what we had over on YouTube, but we had a really good audience tonight. So,
Awesome.
A lot of good information out there. 2 weeks, we'll see everybody at the Safety Drive for a Cure. I'm looking forward to it. I know there's some people that said that they won't be there. They're going to miss it this year. We had some people, Chris Ooten, all the way out there in Oregon. He was listening in tonight. Of course, he's not going to make it, but hey, they don't have to be here to be a part of it. If
Nope.
you're not coming, hey, go and donate and get your money in there and help us out. We are actually going to try to bust the record from last year and the year before. So
Yep.
y'all help us be a part of that.
You can participate in our auction online. That link will go up, and you can participate in that as long as you get us a way to ship the item to you. You can absolutely bid on auction items online. If somebody's interested, maybe we'll do a live walkthrough on the door prizes, and maybe you make a donation of $20, and we'll start putting tickets in the door prizes for you. If you want to participate and want to be involved, we'll do whatever we can to make it happen.
Right. So right here, I'm fixing to put something up on the screen here. If I can get it up here, let's see. There we go. All right. So this is what I'm doing. I'm giving away this Pit Boss Austin XL pellet grill along with this cooler. I don't know what I like better. I think I like the cooler, man. The cooler is so cool. The red, white, and blue patriotic cooler. That is
neat.
This is a 45-quart Rectech cooler, just like a Yeti, but I like the design of this, and it will hold a lot of beverages, okay? So, Steve Brand, you better get some more tickets. I know you done got some. But anyway, if y'all want to get tickets for this, they're $5 each. And if you buy 4 tickets, you get a bonus ticket for $20 there. So anyway, and the way you can get that is you can go to my fundraising page. It's on the Safety Drive page. Click on it, donate. I'll see it. I'll put your tickets in. Leave me your phone number if I don't have your phone number, and I'll send you pictures of your tickets. Or you can buy the day of when you get there. I'm going to bring the cooler and the pellet grill when I come up there. And also, there is an awesome apron that somebody has donated that's going to go with it. And on the apron, it says from the truck to the grill. So, hey, got some cool items I'm going to be giving away. And all of this right here goes together, okay? That's one prize. Sorry I couldn't do the trailer again this year. Trailers have went up. Metal has went up so much it just wasn't feasible for me to do. But, hey, I think y'all going to like this grill here. And anyway, with that said, we're going to get ready to close this show down. But I absolutely have to do one more thing before we get off of here, okay?